Hello all, and welcome to this, well, I guess it's still the afternoon because it's only about 5:45. So this afternoon's beer review, and it looks like I'm sitting in front of like a green screen or something, and that's just because I've opened the window just right and I timed it just right so like you can see the vast white void of it reflect the sunlight just streaming straight in and hitting the white wall here. So yeah, it's a little bit crazy. Got the angle just right and everything, and so I finally look well illuminated. So well illuminated, I look like I'm not in reality. And that kind of segues into today's beer because you'll be, if you ever get this yourself, you're going to be wondering, is this reality? Is this a dream? Is this a dream? Is this reality? Um, I don't know the rest of how that song goes. Not too big of a Queen fan. Thank you very much. But yeah, this is a beer, if you can believe it. Grape Fizz Ale from New Belgium. This was in the box set. This is 5.0 ABV. And there is some verbiage here, but it's a little bit short, so I'm going to go and read the verbiage off the website real quickly here. Grape Fizz Ale first hits you with a pop of juicy grape candy aroma that will transport you straight to those nostalgic purple sodas from back in the day. Golden limes, aka calamansi fruit, and golden sour ale provide a light tartness that's balanced by sweet Concord grape juice for a crisp, crushable, effervescent finish and 5% ABV. Doing my best commercial voice there. So yeah, let's just go and pour this out. I'm going to be using the Medicare glass here because I don't think we need really proper glassware for this one. So yeah, let's get to this already. Okay, so it pours out a sort of ruby purple color with a lightly violet thin fizzy head that's rapidly receding. That smells of grape Jolly Ranchers. So there's a bit more than just grape there. I mean, otherwise it would just be straight Welch's grape juice. Smells like real grape though, real Concord grape anyway. But there's also sort of a tartness there, and a mineral note as well. Um, but it smells very, very sweet. Okay, onto the palate now. Oddly, when I had the first can, it wasn't my first beer, it was my second beer, and I thought it tasted overwhelmingly of grape, but having it on a clean palate now, it comes across as much more balanced. So the Concord grape is more on the top note than it is on the palate. There's actually a fair bit of crackery malts that show up in the mids to finish. and a mixture of sweet and tart in the front and the mids. Yeah, in fact, I would say the lime shows up more on the palate in the mid to finish. Kind of blends with that, I guess, that golden sour ale that they mixed it with. Now, I know Concord Grape can be a very polarizing flavor. If you don't like Concord Grape, you're not going to like this. Um, that said, it is very restrained. Just don't have a regular beer before you go and have this one. Otherwise, it's going to grape is all you're going to taste. Can't really taste much hops there at all, but makes sense. It'd probably go horrible with the grape. But at the same time, while it's not, you know, awful, does this really count as beer? I mean, I guess it kind of falls into the category of fruited sour, but visually and taste-wise, it's evocative of grape soda minus the extremely cloying sweetness. That said, there is still a sweetness there. It's just well balanced. So you got lime, you got tartness, and you got Concord grape. Not too complicated. Even a bit of malts, I forgot to mention there. It's not too complicated, but at the same time, it's kind of amazing that they pulled this off and not have it be, offensive. As it warms up, the grape shows up more and more, but it's still, staying its hand a little bit. Yeah. I guess I've kind of run out of things to say about this. It's a fruited beer, fruited, slightly sour golden ale, fruited with Concord grape. And having I'm going to say that I actually like the can design on this one. It's really evocative of, the 60s style art. Um, that sort of typeface they use on it, or font, I guess. Typeface, font. No one ever, no one has ever told me where font ends and typeface begins. Does it, sort of it's font only when it's on the computer screen, and it's typeface when it's actually printed out? So yeah, getting quite the backlog there. I'm hopefully going to start uploading again if the weekend isn't too arduous. I've been having to put in overtime on the weekends, which is the usual time I go and upload these. If you like Concord grapes, you like beer, give this a shot. A sour beer, I should add. Um, if you don't like Concord grapes and you don't like sours, probably give this one a pass. And that, folks, is your beer review for this Friday afternoon. Cheers.